Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee with Katie. Alright, so today's video is going to be my 2021 book pre-orders, at least the ones that I have thus far. So if you're interested in that, just keep on watching. First off, I want to address my filming location. So me and my husband recently bought these two bookcases. We felt very adulty in that decision because a lot of the bookcases we had were just like small 3-tier ones from Walmart that we've had since college or high school, and we kind of decided we were overgrowing those. Some of them were falling apart, and so we decided to kind of do a big person purchase, and we got these two. I think they're all 5-tier bookshelves. They're gray, which I really like, and they weren't a bad price. I think it was Better Home and Gardens, but they're definitely nicer than the ones we had before, so we're excited about those, and I'm sitting in between them right now, as you can tell. Let's get into the pre-orders. So I'm gonna try to do this in order. I wrote them down in order. First pre-order I did, I actually already got it because it came out in February, but it's No Longer Strangers by Greg Coles. This is a Christian book, and it's from Greg's perspective on feeling like an alien or feeling like you don't belong, and how that can come true in Christ where you do belong. And Greg Coles is my personal friend. He goes to my church. And so I'm always excited to read his books, and when he has a new one coming out. I actually got to be a part of the team that read his manuscript before it was published, so then I went ahead and pre-ordered myself a copy. So that's this one. That came out February 23rd. And the next one that comes out is Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo, and that comes out March 30th. I'm currently going through the Grisha trilogy at this moment. I'm on Ruin and Rising, but my husband has read all of Leigh Bardugo's books in the Grisha verse so far. So he's read the Grisha trilogy, he read Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, and we have King of Scars. I think it's like right there. We have King of Scars, but he hasn't read that one yet, so that's just the second. Rule of Wolves is the second book in the King of Scars duology. And the King of Scars duology is about Nikolai, and he's in the Grisha trilogy, and I really like him. He's one of my favorites. I'm also excited to continue, so we're excited for that one to get here. The next book I pre-ordered comes out on August 3rd, and it's Gods and Monsters by Shelby Murhan? Somebody might have to correct me on saying that author's name. But it's the third book in the Serpent and Dove series, and I read Serpent and Dove. I also currently have Blood and Honey to go through, and me and my husband both read Serpent and Dove, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was definitely a different take on a witchy story, and I like the magic system a lot. I like the give and take of the Dame Blanches and the Dame Rogues. Basically just white and red witches. And I liked the magic system of that and how it was intricate and how you had to kind of figure things out. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to that one. The next one I pre-ordered is Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, and that one comes out September 7th. And I have not read a lot of Jay Kristoff. Maybe I haven't read any Jay Kristoff. I know I have Nevernight, and I want to read that. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But when all of the hype was coming out and all of the news was coming out about Empire of the Vampire, it sounded really up my alley, and the kind of story sounded really cool. It basically sounds like they're living in a world where vampires and creatures like that have taken over the world, and it's kind of the humans trying to get out of this oppressive situation and kind of figure out how they're going to take down the empire. So I'm interested to read that. The next one I pre-ordered that I am so excited about is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and that comes out September 30th, I believe. And you guys, I read Caraval for the first time this year. I started in January 2021, flew through it, and I cannot wait for this book. I am so pumped. It's about Jax. If you've read the Caraval series, people say it's a circus inspired book, but it's really just kind of like a magical performance type book. You don't always know what's happening, what's real, what's not real. And as the story continues, it gets more into these, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but as the story continues, it gets into more of these less magic, more powerful beings type of a situation. And this series is going to be, it's going to be in the Caraval universe, but it's going to be set with different characters except for Jax. Jax is going to be a main character, and he kind of disappeared at the end of the third book. You don't really know what happened to him. And I'm really excited to see this, and I think it follows the main character's name is Evangeline Fox, or Evangeline, I know is her first name. And I'm curious to see where that's going to go, and I'm really excited. Stephanie Garber has become one of my favorite authors, so I know that I'm going to really enjoy this series. And I know this is bad, but I actually pre-ordered the US edition and the UK edition that was signed from Waterstones because I'm so excited for that book. The next one, okay. The next one I pre-ordered is coming out October 1st, and it is the first volume of Lore Olympus in print. Okay, I have been reading Lore Olympus on Webtoon. It's a web comic, kind of like a graphic novel, but it's an app and you can just scroll through, and episodes release basically every week, and there's different seasons. I have been reading Lore Olympus for the last couple years, and the whole time I thought to myself, I would love to have this in print. I would love for this to be just a book I can own, and the series isn't finished yet, it's still going. And I would just love to have that, but I knew that, you know, it's not finished yet, it's probably not gonna happen. And then the other day, my husband was like, I need to show you something. And he shows me his phone, and it had Lore Olympus pre-order volume 1 on Amazon or somewhere, I don't know. When I tell you I shrieked out of excitement and then immediately pre-ordered it, I'm not exaggerating. That's exactly what I did. I am so excited. I believe the author's name, I guess she's the artist and the author, but the author's name is Rachel Smeeth. And I am pumped for her. I think it's also becoming a Netflix show. Like, this thing is just blowing up now, and I could not be more excited. And I believe you can buy merch on Hot Topic. Like, it's becoming a whole thing. So if you have not read Lore Olympus, I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. Basically what it is I think the tagline is what happens when the gods come out at night. And it's basically a retelling of Hades and Persephone, but it explores a bunch of Greek gods and goddesses and the interpersonal relationships of all of them. And it kind of is like in a modern day setting where if you were on Earth, it's more ancient Greece. But if you're on Olympus, it's like modern day New York or something like that. So it's really fun. And I've really enjoyed it. It actually deals with a lot of hard topics too, like sexual assault, and it does have trigger warnings for those things. But I think it's fantastically done, and I highly recommend it, and you should definitely check it out. Those are the pre-orders that I've currently placed. They're not all of the books that I necessarily want to get this year or that I'm anticipating this year, but they are the ones that I've actually placed, and I will update you on any others that I may get in the future. I'm also looking at Gilded by Marissa Meyer because I really like her. She's one of my favorite YA authors. But if you'd like to see a video of me talking about my anticipated releases for this year, just let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.